Hi.
It's a big win this weekend.
We're still happy about it. Of course.
Woo! It's awesome. What is up, everyone? Happy Monday. Hope you all are doing well. We are the Sooner Smiths. Got a call out from some people at the game this weekend. That was kind of cool. It's always nice to see people that have seen the show, but it's kind of nice just to make friends and stuff. So if you saw us and said hi, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And thank you for watching the show. I am Chad Smith, and I'm washing out my wife. There we go.
And I'm Tierney Smith.
And we are, like I said, the Sooner Smiths. We stream every Monday at 7 Central. And then after every game, we'll have a post-game live with Josh. And he'll be on most of them. He wasn't able to make this last one, but we'll be with him. And we're not doing Thursdays, are we? That's Josh?
Yeah, Josh does Thursdays. We are always welcome to join him. We just don't always have the time,
right? Because
our full-time jobs very demanding and late hours. But if you are new here, please subscribe to our channel. And if you're not new here, go ahead and like the video. You know the drill. You know you're gonna like it. So go ahead and throw it on anyway. Follow us. Our social media handles are at Chad P. Smith _ and at Tyranny _ Kristen, as well as follow the Voice of College Football on all major social medias: Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok. What am I missing? Facebook, all the things. Just go ahead and give them a follow as well if you're just a sports fan. There's also individual accounts for the Oklahoma Voice of College Football as well. And also, if you have not seen, which Chad's not wearing his shirt, and I'm not either, but we do have a new merch store, which you can check out. Chad will put the link to the merch store in the chat at some point, but I believe it's www.vocfb.shop.fourthwall.com, or maybe it's vocfb-shop.fourthwall.com. But regardless, he will put the link in for you. Some great Voice of College Football merchandise there, as well as a very, very special Beagle. So we got some cute stuff there just for you guys to check out.
The Beagle shirts are awesome. They're just great stuff. I had to fix a dryer. I had to wait on. I got to fix it. Glad we got a home warranty. You talk about things, just the normal everyday things when they go out. It is the worst thing ever. It's kind of like that in life, I guess. But
yeah, no, the dryer was tough. I do my laundry on Fridays, and I was like dragging my laundry over to our neighbor's house to dry it. Which, thank you, shout out to Savannah and Griffin if they're watching this, for letting me use your dryer. But then yesterday we wanted to give our dog a bath, and I looked at Chad and said, I don't know if we have a towel we can sacrifice right now to give our dog a bath. We did, and now our dryer's fixed, so we have all the towels back. So, man, though, it was tough.
Yeah, this is blown up. But anyways, all right. Well, Oklahoma, as we know, had a big game this weekend. Game day was awesome. You guys answered T's prayer and actually, request that we show up and show out. They looked great. They looked, the fans were awesome. I was excited to see how early the student section got there.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of the show was sending us pictures from his suite about just how packed it was. And listen, at the end of the day, students showing up, it means a lot not only to the players, but to the recruits as well, because they want to know what the college setting is going to be and what the college atmosphere is like. And when the student section does what they did like Saturday, now granted, like you make the point in basketball all the time, win games and students will show up.
Yeah.
The football team's balling, and we're going to get into that. And I'm going to, pat myself on the back on a lot of this, or we are on a lot of the stuff that we have said over the off season and leading up into the season, because unlike, as T called in last week, everyone's saying that, Michigan just played conservative, and I don't want to take your points on that, so I'm just going to leave it at that. We know they didn't, and T has some points on that. But like we said, Oklahoma wins their game against Michigan on College game day. Last point about that, by the way, $300,000 of Pat McAfee's money going to $400,000 to charity, $200,000 going to that young kid for splicing or for dicing.
He set the tone for the day.
Goal.
We can just applaud Jack. Thanks for setting that tone, that energy. But once you made that kick, we knew we weren't losing. We knew the mojo was set. So that was really exciting.
Yep.
Also, I want to say I was very impressed with the amount of tailgating that I saw.
Oh,
the
yeah.
North Oval was way better than I expected it to be. I mean, truly. And we went to Ole Miss. We saw the Grove, which it's incredible too. That gave mini Grove vibes. That's something that we can build on. It was so amazing. It was just 3 or 4 rows of tents, just whole North Oval. The TVs were immaculate. So shout out to Joe C for implementing that, because I know that was apparently his idea when we entered the SEC to, have something more like that. So that was really, really cool. And so if you're at a home game, go ahead and check it out. It's pretty awesome.
Well, and it's like you say, and then we'll get to the game, but it's like you say all the time. Listen, the fans make the experience. I don't care if we're playing, what like banjo music during the games or before them. Fans make the experience. So go make it fun and, make people want to be there. And the more people that get there, the better the atmosphere will be. But yeah, so Oklahoma defeats Michigan 24-13 on Saturday, a game that really looked like it was in control with Oklahoma the entire time. It didn't look like there was really any doubt. I know that we had that fumble in the fourth, but it especially at the game, it was just pretty clear who the better team was. And it didn't seem like there was ever, at least maybe ignorance on our part or foolish belief, but I never thought at any point really like, oh, we're going to lose this game. I don't know how you did you feel the same way a little bit?
I know I felt the same way. Now I will say I was getting nervous in the sense of I didn't want it to get close. I didn't think they would catch back up. I didn't think we would lose. I just didn't want to deal with the comeback of any sort.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I just was so confident in our defense. I was like, they're not going to let them score. So even if we don't score another point, I feel pretty confident. Now I was also nervous because I think in the future, I'm like, oh no, these fumbles, these muff punts, the running into the kicker, the kickoff that they should have let go out of bounds but caught or attempted to catch but did not catch, and things like that make me nervous because I don't want that to be a habit. You know what I mean? So those made me nervous from that standpoint. But I feel like never at any point during the game did I think that they were going to lose.
Right.
I just didn't want them to get complacent. I wanted more. But we got the win at the end of the day, which is fantastic. And if you can score 24 points in a football game and still win by 2 scores,
yes,
pretty fantastic.
I mean, just a few years ago, we could score 24 and a quarter every quarter and lose games. But yeah,
a weird time.
Jaren Kanak shows out again, shows why he is not only a player you're happy to say, but a player that is making an impact that at that position we haven't seen probably since. Oh, and I'm gonna probably miss it now. A player Mark Andrews' year. Not that he is Mark Andrews, but he's making an impact at the tight end position, really more of an H. So I guess maybe we should compare him to a Dimitri Flowers type player. But he is obviously becoming a game changer and becoming a guy that Mateer obviously trusts. He's got good vision running, man. He's quick. I think he's deceptively fast for a lot of people because of his size. And I think whenever people see that, his running ability, especially in game, and I thought it caught a couple Michigan players off. And then he runs with so much power.
Right.
He ran over a safety towards the end of the game when he caught a big first down or big completion and ran. And he continues to show things.
Huge blocks for sure.
Bishop Frank, Dr. Newkirk, Bishop Frank, Dr. Newkirk. Sorry. Thank you for the super chat. Says 1 Oklahoma, 1 family, 1 heartbeat, and 1 OU fire. Yes. And it's I truly feel like these players have bought in, and I think nothing shows that more than you see what happened post-game. This is pretty cool. The players, you can tell, they're genuinely happy for Brent Venables because they know what he's been through. And I think more than anybody, they know
what they're capable of or what they would have been capable of.
Exactly. I think they know that last year wasn't a representation of the team that he had coached and put forward. They just didn't have anybody. So I think seeing these wins, I think the players are getting a lot of excitement from it. And I just want to add stage here. This is how you know people are excited for a guy like that. Look at that.
Honestly, that's how
yeah, they really do. And look at him. You can tell he's trying to celebrate. He's like, look how excited they are for it. And these are your leaders, man. That's David Stone. You got some guys out here that are your guys. And that's what you want, man. Lock it up. Payne Bowen there behind him. Lock it up. And there are others, Nigel Smith.
I mean, he mentioned it himself in his post-game interview that this team has a lot of want.
Yeah. Which
I love that word because
yes,
it seemed like, especially last year, there were players who had some want, but the team didn't have the want. And to hear that the team has the want, and we can see it, we can see it in the videos that they make and stuff, and in the way that they're playing, that it truly is the team that's wanting to go out there and prove themselves, wanting to go out there and make a statement, wanting to go out there and win. And it's just, I really like that a lot. And I think it's just shows the kind of culture that he's building. And hopefully this want continues to grow throughout the season. And every game, you're just going to keep wanting and wanting and wanting and not getting complacent. And man, it was definitely a good win, an exciting win.
Yeah. Let's get just a couple comment here that I saw a second ago.
Also, if you really want us to show a comment and we don't get it, you can always super chat like Bishop Frank did. And before that, we do have memberships now. So if you want to join our memberships, there's 3 different levels as low as $2.99 a month. And you just get some extra content with that. So just something to look into. I'm not exactly sure how to do it. I think some people have done it through the YouTube account. Yeah. But if you go to Oklahoma Voice of College Football on X, there is like a step-by-step in the pin tweet.
Yep. And obviously, we appreciate any super chats or anything like that. But they're not required,
but we do appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to say
you were going to get to more.
Wait, okay. But yeah.
That's my fault.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Well, I think I want to hold off on this because I don't want to. I think it goes to your point. I'm going to start. All right. Well, let's get into just the how some different positions played. Obviously, 24-13, not a ton of points. I think what is exciting and also frustrating, because it's not as if they played perfectly. They obviously have things they need to fix. But what's exciting is you probably play a B game, B+ game, B game.
I give it a B.
B minus even if you wanted to. And you beat a team that was ranked in the top 15 by 11 points, 2 scores. And they could have, and it's always a woulda, coulda, shoulda in football, right? If every team just would have done what they should have done, no team would lose, right? But it really does seem like Oklahoma has the makings of a team that could not only make a playoff, but make a deep run in a playoff. And it seems like they're not far off from becoming that team. I think the 5 they have up front are the 5 they're going to roll with. And Derek Simmons, I said it last week on our live show at Woodworks Distillery. Hopefully we can do that again. If we are, you show up for that. It is an awesome venue, and also it supports a distillery, right?
Yeah,
that
it
is
supports
supporting
a local Oklahoma distillery. You guys have all seen that Horns Down.
Yeah.
It's not liquor. They called it like a fine spirit, distilled spirit. They also have vodka. You're supporting them, which is awesome. And some of the proceeds do go to OUNIL, so that would be fantastic. I know that some people there had a few drinks, and every single one said they all had different ones that they were all delicious. So there you go. They have mocktails too for those that don't drink, but
right. It's awesome. They have the Horns Down apple pie, the corn liquor. It's really good. And it's like she says, she supports. And did you mention the 10% or whatever they have for goes to baseball?
Yeah.
So it's a way to come get a good drink, something that tastes well, and support OUNIL and athletics, which is we all want to do. And if we ever get a chance to do that again, we will let you know. But what I'd said in a lot of those podcasts or a lot of those shows was Derek Simmons coming back, and I didn't think he would start a true freshman. My goodness, am I glad I was wrong. I guess there's a reason why Bill Bedenbaugh was there, and I'm doing this. But Fasusi obviously looked awesome. SEC freshman, true freshman standout from the SEC conference. But the right tackle, Derek Simmons, is a guy that I was really excited about out of Western Carolina. And BV, it was funny, post-game, gave a little chaff to the media. He really wasn't speaking to them. He's speaking to all the people on Twitter and I'm sure in social media that said, he goes, Derek came from a directional school in the Carolina. He obviously can't play a lick. He's not any good. And he was just killer.
Someone who also, when he went to the portal, got looks from
Alabama, Georgia. He got looks from everybody.
Tennessee, so
I'll just say this.
These coaches know more than we do.
I'll say this, and I won't say who. We have it from a very good source, what his recruiting process was like. Someone who would, I would just say would have general information on that whole thing. And every school wanted him. Every school saw his athleticism, how well he gets out of his stance, how good he uses his hands, and wanted him to play on their team. So I would just say that we are lucky we got him, and I think it showed, especially how physical he is in the pass blocking and then run game as well. He's really athletic.
Yeah, and the O-line as a whole impressed me. I mean, really probably the most of like any group in the entire game.
Right.
Because I was sincerely worried about that defensive line because Michigan's big and they're big and experienced.
Yes. They have NFL dudes all across the D-line. NFL
they are
guys.
Big and experienced on that defensive line, and we were pushing them around. We were protecting our quarterback. We were doing essentially whatever we wanted. And I was saying that to Chad during the game. I said, we are doing what we want when we want. We're just maybe not executing it, which is fantastic. Now, obviously not executing part, but the fact that you have last year we couldn't do anything we wanted ever. So it was nice to show
Yeah.
that we were getting exactly what we wanted. It was just up to us to finish it.
Yep.
Which will come. I 100% believe
Right.
that will come, and that's going to come with the team really gelling together. And then continue. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Keep going. I was just saying that it was where I was just going with that is that you now have your 5 guys up front, and just like with receivers and quarterbacks, a lot of that's timing on your comeback routes, or and again, we saw another interception where I think it was 50-50 on. I think it was more so the receiver. You saw the Aaron Murray breakdown of that play. You have single high coverage. You're running 4 vert concepts with Blaylock being your dump off. You don't want to, when it's single high, you don't want to bend it in towards the coverage, right? So I think John threw that early, expecting him to continue straight. Huggins 81, right? Am I tripping?
No, it was Kanik, I believe.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't Kanik.
It wasn't. Kanik caught the first one. I think it was Will Huggins is 81. I'm pretty sure. I get all that. We have so many tight ends. Blessing now that play. That he bent it in a little bit, and I think that's when it went high on him. And I think John was just covering, taking one for his tight end there when he said it sailed on him, and it might have. But anyways, neither here nor there. You win the game, you can learn from it. It didn't cost you and didn't kill you. You can start the offensive line, like the receivers and quarterbacks got to do, can start developing timing whenever they have to pull, whenever they have to run counters.
This was their first start together.
This was the first time they started together,
and
it was and. Now you're getting to do that in live snaps under the lights, and it's just going to continue to get better. And that's where it brings in a guy like Jay Knott. Remember, there was a lot of posts about Jay Knott, obviously, after the game. Remember, he didn't practice all spring camp. He didn't get here early to learn the playbook. He wasn't here in spring. He got here in the summer, could work out, couldn't really talk with the coaches or any of the position stuff. Then you get into the spring to fall camp, and he has an injury, so he's out like 2 of the 3 weeks of fall camp. He had been out all last year with injury, so he's rusty. He hadn't got a lot of work in, and especially with the pass blocking schemes that the running backs have to do in our buckle system, he's just I don't think he's under. He would. I don't know if it's he just hasn't had enough time. Yeah, he just has to get more his feet under him. I think is a good best way to put it. He just has to get his feet under him, and when he does, I've said this multiple times. He has to be a staple running back, a feature running back for us to be as good as I think we can be offensively. Blaylock is awesome. Blaylock is a true freshman who was very good. Jay Knott is a first round, maybe first running back off the board type of talent. And that's not me saying it. It's Jim Nagy, who before he had any association with Oklahoma, he showed his board, had Jay Knott as the best running back in the country. That was, I think, 2 years ago or a year ago. 2 years ago, because he came back and got hurt last year. Jay Knott is as advertised. He just has to have some time to get in. And that's where we see a comment up here from I just want to give credit out because it's a great point about this week from Richard Young. It says this week should be a good week to get this running game going. I think you're right. Yeah. I think you can implement some things that are different. I think you can just say, Jay Knott, we're just going to give you the ball a lot. Like, even if you don't really know, we're just going to give you some run, get your feet under you, just get some cuts against other people.
Get your vision out there.
And you know how important that is.
Yeah,
I mean, I know in basketball, think about that.
Yeah, every time it seemed like the season started for me, I mean, high school through college, the first few games, like my shot was not what it was. It wasn't awful. Well, maybe here or there, but like it just wasn't flowing. You have to get into the flow of the game. Exactly. But granted, we play a lot more games in basketball. So, but a few games in, like you got it and you're set.
Right.
So it does take a little bit to adjust to the flow of a game. And I can't imagine if you've been out a year and all the other things that, I can imagine that'd be pretty hard. I was lucky enough I didn't ever have to, well, I guess I missed a year in high school, but that wasn't due to injury. That was due to the OSSAA being terrible. But neither here nor there. I'm not salty at all about it still. Yeah. So, I mean, I get it. But I will say, though, I want to give Barnes his flowers. He
just about to mention that
showed up, and I already admitted I was wrong in the post game. I'm going to do it again because my husband knows I'm not wrong very often. So I'll just say it. I was wrong, and I hope I continue to be wrong because, I mean, I already had mentioned his pass blocking is phenomenal, and that's why he's out there. But he made big plays. He made big catches. He made big runs when we needed him to. He looked like his vision was just better this game. And I was just very, very happy and proud of him. And I just want to mention, like, I'm not hating on the guy. I'm not saying don't play him. I actually would love to play nothing more than somebody who's been loyal to Oklahoma. It's where I stand with Kanik.
Right.
If you've been loyal to Oklahoma in the NIL era and you stay and you want to be a Sooner, I want nothing more than for you to be successful. So that's what I want for him. And so I want him to continue to prove me wrong. And I want him to continue to go out there and be successful because I love someone who loves being a Sooner.
Yeah.
And that's just hard to find. That's why we all love Danny. It's why we love Billy. It's why we love Baker. We love those people that love our team as much as we do.
And OU OKC fan asks, will Ott get 100 yards this week, or will DeMarco use 3 running backs? I think more important even than the 100-yard thing is just what does the tape look like? If he only runs 10 times and gets 5 yards a carry, 6 yards a carry, but it looks good, the blocking's there, he's making the right reads, the right cuts. That's fine with me. He doesn't have to
and
run
if we
it.
play 3 running
50,
backs and all 3 of them have good vision and make chunk plays every time, the more the merrier.
Right.
Personally,
yeah.
Because in the SEC, you're going to need more than one running back because of how physical it is.
And again, he didn't look bad when he got early on some of those zone schemes that he ran. I mean, he had some great cuts, some good reads. I think it really is just the pass blocking. He still is just trying to figure out what his responsibilities are. That great throw to Deion Burks that Mateer had in his own end zone when he stood in the pocket and delivered a deep shot and got smoked. Ott missed his block. He went to get the right edge whenever the right edge was already being washed almost out of bounds. And he just left the middle of the field there. Your job is to stay middle of the field so that if there's a late blitzer or delayed blitzer, you can pick them up, which is exactly what happened.
Right.
And that stuff just can't happen,
I personally feel like over the years, blocking is something that I've intentionally tried to pay more attention to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would turn to Chad man, Canuck got a great block there. Oh, wow. Barnes got a fantastic block there. I believe it was on maybe the first touchdown. I was man, Barnes and Canuck both set that up. I don't remember what it was. May not have been the first touchdown, but it was one big play.
Mm-hmm.
I said, man, Barnes and Canuck both there just got huge blocks to keep that drive going.
Right.
And I think it's because it's just not something we always think about being so impactful, but it is. That makes or break a play. So I take it as when you're setting a screen in basketball.
Right.
You have players who just kind of rub, just kind of brush. And then me at 5'3", if you told me to set a screen, I'm setting a screen. I might get ran over, but I'm setting a screen. And so I love players that take that type of pride. So
this to Jonathan's comment, Barnes still running into the back of our OL. I thought he had some good runs, some good vision runs. And the reason why Barnes will always, and OU fans just have to accept this until we get a guy that maybe if Ott can come around because of his size, can pick up blocking. The reason why Barnes will always be a staple in our offense is because he's good at pass blocking. And the reason why he'll always get runs is because you can't let defenses know when he's on the field, we're passing the ball. And he can catch out of the backfield. You saw it on the screenplay late in the game on a crucial third down. Barnes is always going to be there because he truly understands his assignments, and the coaches trust him. And the one way to ensure you get playing time, you can ask as I always bring up my father, is let the coaches know they can trust you. And then I just want to shout out too, speaking of another transfer, our punter had 4 punts, averaged 47 yards, and had 2 inside the 20. Got a shout out from Brent Venables too. He said, "Yeah, I know no one from UCO can play. Apparently, when we brought him on, that's what we were told." And I love it because I know there were people, probably maybe in our chat that were saying that. But I don't know. It was just, I think it's just great whenever people that have ability at a low, and they may not have played at a big time football, they have the talent and get a chance, and they're kind of showing it.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to get to a couple of these comments. Has Heineke come out of nowhere? This brings up our defense. Let's talk about that for a second, because we had said all offseason, and we're going to get to Mateer and what the rumor mills and what the media is saying about him now that they've seen him play. What we had said all offseason was, and I'm going to say this, I know that there are things the defense has to fix, and I'm going to find a way. My dad and I are still trying to find a way to get him on for a few minutes every show to kind of go over some busts and what he saw. I think it'd just be educational and kind of cool to see. But and this is just coming from talking to him after he's watched the literal all 22 film. We do need to get a little more sound on the back end. We have some busts every now and then that just aren't seen because of our pressure we're getting on the quarterback. But if we play a team that has an offensive line that can stall us, it's going to get exposed if they have a quarterback that can throw. There are things certainly we need to fix. I don't know if I'm taking another defense in the country before I take Oklahoma's. I'm certainly not taking another quarterback. But we are so deep at every level, and it's something we'd mentioned before the season, and it was, we got to see it against a good offensive line. And Michigan is a good offensive line. Michigan has guys that are extremely experienced. They're very good. They're literally known for that. Nick
Saban picked them because he said that their trenches are just better than ours, and they're just tougher.
Yeah, and
I think he knows ball.
Yeah, yeah, and there are, I think, who was it here that said, I should have thought I started. I listened to a Michigan, Richard Young again. I listened to a Michigan podcast. They said OU was not that good. They just played badly.
Where do they play bad? Did they have 3 turnovers?
And this is the thing.
Did they run into our kicker? They had less penalties than us.
They got every penalty call.
So please tell me where they played bad. No, they didn't perform because OU didn't allow them to.
Right.
Let's get that straight.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, their starting linebacker was out. Yeah, he's definitely a difference maker. But I've heard people that said even if he was in the whole game, we don't win because their offense just could not do anything.
Here's the
and
thing,
again, it could have been worse than it was. If you're watching that game and said, "Oh, you didn't dominate it and it couldn't have been worse," I don't know what you're watching.
Here's the end all be all with that whole thing. He was supposed to come in because he's good at stopping the run. They had 8.5 minutes when they knew all we were going to do was run the ball and they couldn't stop it for 16 straight plays. Ew. So I don't know. It's not like it's not like him coming back was going to fix that. Also, I don't know why it is. I don't know why any team ever like tries to make an argument that, oh, we didn't lose to a good team, we just played badly. It's like, dude, like both of those are insulting. First off, you want to lose to a good team and say you played badly, we could have beaten you if we'd have played well. But then to say we're also a bad team is just double insulting yourself. Because now you're saying even if we played
also,
good.
Let's be honest. When you look at Michigan's schedule, they only, as of right now, they only have 2 ranked matchups, us and Ohio State. So,
but yeah, like you had said, they probably didn't want to win the other only ranked matchup they had.
They didn't want to win the only ranked matchup they had, apparently.
So. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you there.
No.
But as Caden Nodelman said, has Heineke come out of nowhere? Because I don't remember hearing anything about him this offseason. Well, if you were following me 2 years ago in 2023, I'm glad you asked that.
I barely was, so don't feel bad if you weren't.
You're a smart man. And she was married to me in 2023. Actually, I need to find this tweet. Out of high school, he went to Ohio State to play rugby. He was the number 1 rugby player, or lacrosse. He was the number 1 lacrosse player in the country. And goes there, then comes back to Oklahoma, walks onto the team. And you had heard rumblings, I think, in especially in fall camp, but in spring camp at the end, there were some people who were attending practices saying, "Hey, Owen Heineke is legit. Like he's starting to make some plays here in practice that they're impressing a lot of people, and he's got a high energy, great motor." And one thing that BV talked about, and I don't know if you heard it after, I think it was last week's game when he had a couple plays. Was the ability how when he was younger, he would always skip the line to get more reps at linebacker, and BB would get mad. He's like, because he was young and our defense isn't simple, and he would mess up, and and he's like, it would make me so angry. He goes, but I got to admit, like in the back of my mind, I kind of loved it that a guy wanted to get in and make a play and do something. Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm kind of stalling. It's a great podcasting here, but it is what it is. If you were a fan of the well, I guess we weren't the Sooner Smiths back then. If you were following, and really, I just kind of had T retweet everything I did. So, this is him 2 years ago. I think you'd love to see if you are a coach. So, I said bringing this back. Heineke led the team in tackles tonight. He had 7. He's been giving a lead effort every chance he's gotten. So this is October 9th, 2023. Oh, that's weird. Watch what he does right here, and I hope you can see it. But I'll try to zoom in even more. Watch what he does on kickoff. Now, he's not going to get another. He only is going to get on the field. He's right here where my mouse is. This is Xavier Worthy, relatively fast player.
Pretty good guy.
Yeah, right? Relatively fast player. Watch how he comes. And again, this is a player who probably will only ever get a play on special teams, especially this season, because he's a walk-on, new guy. Watch how hard he's running. Taken at the 15-yard line. Look at that. This guy go flying. And then he runs over him, grabs the ankle. 20, grabbed and tackled. Look at him just hold on for the 20-yard line. Breaks middle to the 20. Kickoff taken at the 15-yard line. 15-yard line. 15-yard line. Breaks middle to the 20. Grabbed and tackled shy of the 20-yard line. So he's been playing like this for a while now, and to now have him
getting more snaps.
Exactly. And
well earned.
Well deserved, exactly. And now to have a guy like that be able to come in and actually give you good minutes is awesome. I mean, you root for him too. It's just cool to see. Josh Duncan, a friend of mine and T's, and our boy OU Worthy. Our defense was phenomenal. Aside from Haynes' TD run to start the second half, I was very, very pleased. I think that's a good way to put it. And
valid. Right.
And my dad was talking to me after the game. It's he's like, you always are upset when you see mistakes, but you're less upset when it's a mistake, is an alignment thing, because that can be coached. Mm-hmm. When you're making mistakes because of talent, then you have problems.
And you also mentioned, you can go ahead and give the stat because you gave it last night when we were on special guest at SEC Sunday nights. If you want to check that out, go ahead. That the following next 2 plays.
Oh yeah, let me do that.
OU did not give up any positive yards right there.
No. All right, so.
That was it.
That was a great. That's someone being just done in by.
There it is.
So I tweeted this out yesterday. It was just Venable's defense. It said Michigan scored with that 11-second touchdown run that Hayes ran in, and to start the second half. Then OU's offense comes out, and at that point, everyone's like, "Oh no, they had just had such a good half, 14-7." It's like, all right, let's just get something going here, and we're fine. You go straight 3 and out and get 2 yards. So now you're thinking, crap, man, like we don't need them. If they score here, it's really going to feel like they're making a comeback. Mm-hmm. From that point on, at least for the next 3 series, the next 2 Michigan drives, first was 6 plays for -7 yards, and then we fumble the punt at our own 31. And the defense allows only 8 yards on 4 plays. Oh, my bad. But the next 2 drives in total were 6 plays for -7 yards. Then we fumbled the punt on that second drive on our own 31. The defense then allowed 8 yards on 4 plays and only a field goal. So they went 14 plays for a net 1 yard total and 3 points. Like that is, I think, where going through the struggles of last season, where no matter what, you play to a standard. And Danny Stutzman talked about it all the time. I don't care if it's South Carolina and we're down a lot. I don't care if we're getting killed. Like you're a reflection of who you are as a person is on film, and you play to your standard, right? And I think
you even mentioned like it doesn't matter what position that we're in; it's just our job to shut it down, no matter what. And they definitely did that because again, they were put in some tough positions this game and didn't allow any more touchdowns. And like they said, between 2 of our last big home games, Alabama and Michigan, only 1 touchdown has been scored.
What a stat! That's crazy.
Yeah, only 1 touchdown has been scored in 3 field goals. Against 2 blue blood programs. That's pretty freaking good.
I don't know. Alabama's offense wasn't that good last year. They just ran for 310 yards the week before against LSU.
Against everybody else but us.
But that's the problem, though. They got too tired the week before, so they didn't have anything more. I just want to shout out a Michigan fan here, Burks, who said, congrats on your win. You beat us fair and square. We had chances to score and blew so many chances. Congrats on the win. Thanks, man. Thank you. I mean, that's a reasonable take. Love a reasonable person. I know it's sucks. Trust me, we had to do it a lot last year. But like T said, I think y'all are going to be 10-win, 9-win team.
We still think you're going to be a good team.
Shout out, just want to shout out here, Sammy Chandler. What's up, man? Awesome to see you this weekend, and a great follow on Twitter for anybody that wants to. He's awesome. I think it's like Sam and Edmund. A couple of questions here, and then we can get to. I just want to show a little bit about the Material Heisman stuff. But any word on Tatum? He just has to practice. I don't think he's still not practicing much. But he's from at least what I've read on the beats, and then talking to some guys who go to practice. He just doesn't. He's still just. I don't know what it is. To be honest with you, it seems like he hadn't played a lot, so I don't know why he'd still be hurt. But if he is, he is. And sometimes those quick twitch, really quick guys get fast or get injured like that, and it just sucks. But I'm hoping he can come in. Heineke is MVP of the defense. That's right. And he was our actual Voice of College Football MVP.
He was our MVP of the whole game for us.
Yep. That's what we said. It was funny. I was watching a reaction video at lunch today when I was waiting for the dryer to be fixed. And it was just some random guy. I think he's like a Tennessee or Georgia fan or something. And he was like, saw the Owen Heineke hit and then the end zone celebration. It said by the backup linebacker. And they were like, wait, they got someone better than this? And it's fun. It was funny just hearing him talk.
But no, exactly.
Yeah.
We're deep.
Yeah.
Deep.
Satania was scaring me on a lot of punts. Yes, he is.
We agree.
I think he needs to just go back to look. You don't have the pressure of having to have the big return. Just secure it, because I think right now he's starting to try to run before he catches things. You saw that on the slant, I think, whenever or on the hitch route when he had an easy completion and he turns his head before he gets it. I think right now just go back to the basics, dude. Catch the ball. Like if it's a bad punt that's low and they outkick their coverage, then you can have a chance to return it. But don't. I think he's just putting so much pressure on himself to do something. He's doing too much.
Yeah, and again, it's with any sport. If you're thinking about it too much, it's going to go poorly.
Exactly. Jonathan, Teddy Lehman, he's mentioning. Jonathan says, talking about our defense, and they have that, obviously, the Oklahoma Breakdown podcast, is making me irrationally hopeful we'll win the Natty. Scared of all the games we always drop after a big win. Yeah, that is very true. I do have to say, I do think there is I don't know. I just feel a difference with this team in terms of being able to quote lock in, as they say, because they have been through the ups and downs, and they know how easy it can be to lose, and how easily and how hard it is to actually win. And to be honest, like if they're real with themselves, we still haven't done much. We didn't. Our season wasn't to be 2-0. Our season is we want to be in the SEC championship and in the playoff, and obviously they know that too. And Himagama, this is someone I know from Dell. I promise you, Himagama's looking good on you, brother. Love you guys. Just J.E. Sooner. Oh, God, who would that be? Hemagolins. I don't know. But that's definitely someone I know from, I think, Dell. This team is not the team. No, it's not. And I love that a lot of people don't know that. Giovanni, Good question. And then do we need to get to our sponsor or anything? Or any of this other stuff? We've talked.
Nope.
Oh, I got to
Okay,
mention
better
after this,
video.
and then we're going to talk quickly about the officials. Because my goodness. When is Giovanni supposed to be back?
Sound effect.
That was really good, actually. Some people that are listening are gonna say, "What was that?" That was a mouth.
That was a raspberry.
When is Giovanni supposed to be back? So he was looking. But if you were at the game and saw him run around, you talk about an impressive looking dude. Now there are guys we don't know are more okay. Thank you. There are guys we don't know are more athletic than me because I haven't stood by him. That is a guy I will openly say at least is in the conversation. He's built like Julio Jones, and he
clearly so are you.
Well, you see it. But no, he looks unbelievable. I think he's back by Auburn. You might even, and don't tell him when I said this, see him in some second half snaps at Temple, maybe some fourth quarter snaps just to get him out there.
Which, speaking of Auburn, it is set for 2:30, which I'm kind of excited for because our post game won't be at midnight.
Dude, no joke. That was brutal. Also, again, you're talking about people coming back. Don't forget our defense still missing an all SEC freshman corner, which and a linebacker that was probably our best. He was up there with our best player on defense before he got injured. Kendall Dobie.
Kendall Dobie and Eli Bowen.
Kendall Dobie, Eli Bowen. Yeah.
Figure those out.
That's what's so encouraging is like we're still missing two killers. Like I mean, it's not like we're missing two guys. We're missing two, or like just two dudes. Dogs. We're missing two of our best defensive players. Like that is what is so encouraging about all this. You're just like, dude, I don't know. It's just an embarrassment.
That was another thing. I think a Michigan person was saying like we were injured. I'm like you're missing your best player for a half. You have one injury who hasn't played in a year, and then you had players get injured, but that was because of us. So I hope they're okay. By the way, I hope players for Michigan, finish the season because I have nothing against Michigan. I'd rather than beat Ohio State.
Yep.
So, as far as the Big Ten goes, I've got nothing against Michigan. Also, their fans were very kind and awesome, which apparently so were we. So,
this guy asked real quick, and I think it's a funny conversation. Is LSU overrated? No, I don't think they are. Look, those games are. We just have all seen it. Sometimes games are weird. You saw Clemson
you just play down.
Yeah, you saw Clemson struggle with Troy. Troy's always giving Clemson problems. 2011, they were tied with them at half. And then 2016, when they won the Natty, they were only up by 6 at halftime. Or going into the fourth quarter.
Could we say that Troy is
no, they only beat them by 6.
The Trojan horse for Clemson?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I think they only beat them by 6 in 2016. Clemson Troy 2016 score. I think it was a 6-point game the year that they won the national championship.
Yep.
Look at
that. All right, Rain Man.
Woo! Get me on a TV show, coach. Because I remember seeing that and I was like, dude, this team barely beat Troy.
When's my birthday?
In December 2nd. Yeah, I know your birthday.
Just making sure.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're overrated. They're going to be really good. They are really, I think, good. Now, what's worrisome is that center that they have is one of their stock players. I know the tight end that got injured is going to be fine, or at least it has encouraging news or encouraging prospects of getting back sooner than the center. But other than that, I think they'll be good. Let's talk about the officials because some people. I don't know if people noticed, but the only way that Michigan moved the ball the first half was an official bailed them out of going 3 and out. Big Ten refs.
Okay. We bailed them out first, let's just say by roughing the kicker.
Well, okay, true.
But then after that, it was absolute malarkey.
I mean, they were holding on to us. The linemen were Owen Heineke got held like a pail of water in the desert. That tight. I mean, it was and just no call. R. Mason Thomas is getting the jersey ripped off going whenever he's sprinting out left. By the way, refs, and I know they're not supposed to, but they watch the stars. They know who the best players are on our defense. They're watching them too. And he just sees them do it.
And then who gets called for holding?
We do.
A defensive lineman. I would like to know how many times a holding has been called on a defensive lineman.
Well, it's like the call for defensive line holding is so rare because like you can't just like grab a guy and hold him here and like not if you're not trying to make a play for the ball, right? Or like try to disrupt the play. He's obviously trying to disrupt it.
And they were both doing like the arm lock.
It was the worst. I mean, Gabe Iker literally said, I was listening to the radio broadcast during the game. And he's like, listen, I try to be objective. I thought some of these calls were at least 50-50. That is the worst call I've ever seen in the history of the sport.
And then they pick up a flag.
Yeah.
For OPI.
Oh my gosh,
just holding.
The guy's just literally ripping Cortland off. Yeah.
And then for us, Canick's clearly out of bounds. The guy just hip drops.
Yeah.
Which you can't even do anyways, let alone out of bounds. No call. And here's what really makes you angry. Yeah. He touches his flag, looks like he's going to pull it, and then just puts his arm away.
Dude, what? Oh, gosh. All I want is one game.
Y'all should have heard. If y'all were at the game, when they actually called a holding on Michigan, how insanely loud and petty it was in there. It was fantastic.
Oh, it was yeah. People knew. There were we talked to Heineken.
Well, but they ended that drive with doing what? Missing a field goal because the ball does not lie.
Ball don't lie. I mean, you can't just shove a guy right in the. It's ridiculous. But we do know one thing, and then we'll get to Temple, and then we got to get to our videos. We have a dude at quarterback, and I don't know. You tell me, T. You're a smarter person than I am. What is
Seems like a trap?
Michigan? They're in the Big Ten, right?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me just look this up. Michigan Football Conference, Big Ten. Okay, they're Big Ten. Hold on. Let me go to Chat GPT real quick. Chat GPT. Hold on. I don't know if it'll work. Just everyone. I know you don't. Is the stay logged out? Oh, hold on. It's making me freak out. Hold on. Let me stay logged out here.
Oh yeah,
I really got to ask this.
The spotting of the ball out of bounds after the replay was crazy. Yeah, how could you overturn that?
Actually, I want people to see.
That's another one. Actually, that's another one.
Yeah.
With the Tangas run.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm relatively unbiased. I think we try to say it. If this is happening to OU, this is happening to the other team. What would we think? And I was like, I don't see. Granted, we're watching on a big screen. We're not seeing at home. It's a lot easier to see. But I'm seeing people that are watching from the couch saying like, there's absolutely no way.
But I just want everyone else to check my work here because I want to make sure I'm not going crazy. Hold on. Is the Big Ten in the Power Four? Yes, the Big Ten is one of the. Okay, so if someone said John Mateer would never perform,
you spelled said wrong.
I know it'll still pick it up. Would never be good against a good team. And he was, would they be wrong? Watch this. This is how you know it. Yes, they would be proven wrong if John Mateer did perform. So apparently he can play well against big Power 4 schools because apparently people that are talented, idiots, are good no matter what.
Your level of petty, I might be unmatched.
I even with spelling mistakes, ChatGPT knew it was an obvious point. It's like, I don't know what, but anyways, finally, other people are catching on to the point that John Mateer might be good at football. As T and I have been trying to tell everybody, obviously everyone here kind of knew, but if you were just catching, so Boomer, once you're not
so weird how that works.
Weird how that works, right? See how we just kind of deduce down to the point.
I will say, can I give a criticism?
Yeah, sure.
I think he's very talented. I love how well he knows the playbook. I love how he anticipates. I do think on some of his passes, he's being too risky. Or he's trying to throw through people, not getting enough air on it. So if that's my one criticism, that would be it. Right. But like I mentioned, and I don't know if it was our post game or in the podcast we joined last night, I'm okay with how the interception happened because at least it was aggressive and it was a quick decision.
Right.
It wasn't like we saw last year where it's like, maybe, okay, now. Right. Like, and it's just you're throwing it far too late, far too wrong, and it's just getting intercepted. Because when you're playing aggressive, crap's gonna happen.
Exactly.
But, and that can be fixed. So I just think he does need to put a little more air on some passes, maybe not try to play hero all the time, maybe. But also,
it's like, yeah, but you can't coach it out of him,
exactly.
Like, that's what makes him great. And he does, like, he missed that pass to Contez Lewis, should have been a touchdown. That Satanga had to come and hit the ball out of his hands. Right. That should be a touchdown.
Yeah,
and he knows that.
The one to Kanik towards the end, just a little bit overthrown. Again, it's a fingertip pass. You can blame Kanik. You can blame. I also think just the trickery was a little off, like the timing was off a smidge because it was just a little clunky. But I still like it. I like the creativity. I like that
we're trying that.
Worked. And it worked. Yeah. We just didn't execute it. As I said to Chad the whole game, we are getting what we want when we want. We just have to execute it. And then, that can be done.
Yeah, it's all just execution. It's there. I mean, all that's just, you can rep it out and you'll be fine. Look at this, though. Why is this not popping up? John Mateer on 3 Heisman week 3 poll. Also, John Mateer, betting favorite for the Heisman in DraftKings.
Would you like to know who didn't even have him on his list?
Who?
RG3.
Well, RG3
had Jackson Arnold on his list.
It's like, you ever heard of like one step? You take 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's like RG3 for like points he makes in football. Except times the 2 by 5.
Said I see why you got fired.
He says stuff where I'm like, that's a good point, man. It's like, anybody that can put their,
we're not saying you got to put him number 1, but the fact after beating Michigan, you don't even have him on your list.
Yeah, it's
like,
unbelievable.
You're just a hater at that point.
There's not many. I don't know who you could put no, I don't know. It's a whole different conversation. We're going to get in. Also, Ruben Bain being on there breaks my heart. He was going to come to Oklahoma, but he ended up going to Miami at the last second. Anyways, John Mateer getting the love that he, I think, rightfully deserves. A lot of big games coming up again. I don't see a game, and I know that I don't think that there are game. I don't think there's much chance you go undefeated with a schedule like we have. I'll just say that every game that we play in, I would like is winnable, and I honestly like us against every matchup we play against.
I would actually.
I don't think Arch Manning is that good. I think he's average to below average, even healthy. I didn't think he was at everything people were making him out to be. Nussmeier is pretty good. I don't think their defense or offensive line is as good as it was last year.
I think Nussmeier can be a little Jekyll and Hyde, at least last year.
Lenore Sellers
doing pretty well.
Is good. He just hadn't played anybody, so I don't know what he and even like.
Hey, he's got big time Vandy this week. They're on their hot streak.
Hey, they're.
I'm saying they're on a hot. That wasn't rude. Like that was legitimate.
Boomer129 said the throw to Canick into triple coverage had me gasping. It did.
Yes,
but also like you can see in the all 22, like from the above the press box, like it was a safe throw because like they're communicating behind. Like, they make a motion to each other like, oh, I know what you're about to do, and like to me. I know people like the Baker comparison because of obviously the OU tie, but he's more Brett Favre Manziel to me than he is Baker. Baker wasn't as risky with the throws as John is, and he also was he had better arm talent than Mateer. I think the Mateer does. Mateer does have some, especially for the NFL game, has some form
and also you can tell because like Canick came up for it.
Yeah, they knew it. Yeah. And you don't want to. The problem is like you coach that out of him, you're going to take away all the amazing plays like that pass or like the pass.
And the same thing
Brooks
with Keontez Lewis. Game 1, he threw to a spot which looked like it was going to be triple coverage to Burks, and then Keontae cuts out of nowhere and gets it and gets a touchdown. Yeah,
and Sammy makes that point here too. He had a lot of pressure on him that play. Yeah, and one thing that you got to like about Mateer is you. And they talk about getting respect from your teammates is he's tough. Like he'll hang in a pocket. Funny enough, that's like one of the things Shedeur Sanders, bringing up a random name, was I thought always impressed me is like as much as the flash and all the Hollywood pomp and circumstance, dude, he would get smoked every game, and he stood tough in the pocket. I always respected that about him. I really did. But yeah, so I mean, John Mateer's getting the love I think he rightfully deserves. Our defense finally getting the national recognition they deserve. We have a lot of young players that are getting repped. We have some guys that look like they're close to coming back. Giovanni Gibson, Kendall Dolby. Things are looking really good for Oklahoma right now, which means Temple is having a tsunami wave entering Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that, or do you want to run?
Can I run one more thing?
Yeah. We don't have to stop.
I told Chad, and I think I actually put it on air, that when Texas and Ohio State played that boring mess of a game, all we talked about, all the media still talked about, it's like, I still think both teams are so good. Both defenses are still so phenomenal. Blah, da, 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 da. Never was it mentioned. Maybe the offenses just really were kind of meh, and the defenses can shut down the meh. I said, you know what's going to happen? OU's going to beat Michigan. That's going to be the narrative. All of a sudden, that's pushed.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden, what am I hearing? Oh, was Michigan really that good? Is Michigan really that good on offense? They got a true freshman quarterback. Like, it's really just unbelievable because that is an experienced defense that's dang freaking good.
Yeah.
That's an experienced offensive line that's dang freaking good. So we shouldn't have been getting the pressure theoretically because we have a younger offensive line than they have a defensive line than they have an offensive line, really. So we shouldn't have been getting the pressure we did, and we did. So you know what? I'm trying not to get worked up. I mean, there are a lot of people that are giving OU their respect as well, but just the fact that there's even people saying that, maybe Michigan's not actually that great. It's like, come on.
Yeah. Lance Flores says, I believe Mateer's deep passes will get better. It's not that he's not, like, he throws the ball well. He has a lot of arm talent. I mean, his deep throws, he's ridiculous. His back shoulders are good. He just misses every now and then, and it's because it's just a mechanics thing. Sometimes it pops up. But the throw to Jaren Canick,
there were several near interceptions. There were several others. Like Satanga broke up one.
Yeah. Well, that was what I mean. That was the bad one.
There
really,
was another one that was coming towards us on the opposite sideline.
I'd have to go back and look. But I'm not panicked about his throwing at all. I mean, he layers the ball really well. He's done fine.
I'm just if we can improve.
There's like the one to Jaren Canick was a great catch. That was a heck of a throw. The first one. I mean, that was not, you're layering it before you get to the second safety. The one to Deion Burks, the long throw, and even on the offsides throw. Like, that is to throw the rail shot like that. Like, Caleb Williams could make that throw. I remember he made it all the time at USC. There's not many quarterbacks, maybe 5-6 in the country that make that throw, and he makes it with ease. So, I mean, he's got elite arm talent. He just has some things he needs to work out, some kinks and stuff. So, Yeah. All right. Let's get to Temple. What do you got for us, D?
All right. So we are currently the 4-score favorite at 24.5.
Okay.
Some people think it should be higher, but I think it's because they're looking at last year. This Temple team is not the same that they were last year. That Temple team won 3 games all year. This team's already won 2, and they've won easily. And it's because they replaced their entire staff with a Montana State staff that actually went 14-1 last year. So they have some new coaching. Not to say that I don't think we should beat them. I just think we don't need to be lackadaisical. But I would say that for any team about to play, they are averaging 48.5 points per game.
Jeez.
Yeah.
They beat the heck out of Howard.
Quite good, which puts them at number 13 in the nation for points per game.
Okay.
And their defense is holding teams to 8.5 points per game.
Okay.
They're also number 18 in the nation in yards per game. They're averaging 513 yards.
Dang.
So, I mean, they can move. But granted, I know that Howard and UMass aren't exactly us in Michigan, but still, that shows.
Are they a secret playoff team? Should we go lay down some cash?
I don't know. Maybe they're the Liberty.
They're the 07 Kansas.
But was that what's his name? Cupcake guy.
Cupcake guy.
Yeah. Mangino?
I don't know.
What was the Kansas coach's name? That
just threw me off.
A large guy.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, I just know because I remember there was a border war and it was on game day and somebody had the picture of their coach and a cupcake with the Missouri.
Mangino, there you go.
Mangino, yeah. With with the cupcake with Michigan. He was eating it. I will never forget it. It's brutal but hilarious. Anyways, some players to look out for are Evan Simmons. He is their quarterback. He's a dual threat. They have been running him a lot. He's even been the leading rusher. Okay. And he has already had 422 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 77% completion rate. So pretty good. They have a running back named Jay Ducker who has 215 rushing yards, which is 7.4 yards per carry and 1 touchdown.
Okay.
So pretty good.
That is very
They have
good.
a tight end, Peter Clark, 6 receptions for 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. Wide receiver Jojo Bermudez.
Okay.
With 8 receptions, 111 yards, 1 touchdown. So they already got some people over 100 yards. Mm-hmm. Good for them. They got a linebacker, Cameron Stewart. I hope I said that right because there is a little apostrophe. He's had 5 tackles, 3 being sacks. Let me see if I got anybody else on here. They have played another quarterback, Giovanni McCoy. He's also showed some promise. I'm assuming we're just going to see Evan Simon. I think I said Simon, but Evan Simon the whole game, just because they're not going to beat us by 50 points, 40, 50 points like they did the other teams. But I could be wrong. Maybe they do a 2 quarterback type system, but I highly doubt it. They've played a lot of different receivers. I started writing them all down of all the people that caught passes. I was like, hold on, I'll just put it out there. Lots of people that can catch a ball. Lots of people that have had 5, 6, 7 catches, as well as on defense. There are a lot of people that had 5, 6, 7 tackles. But those are just some of the key players that I found interesting or that kept coming up. So they did beat UMass 42-10, and they beat Howard 55-7. So yeah, they're capable of scoring. However, we should win. Yeah, let's at the end of the day, I just want to give their players the respect that they deserve. Absolutely. I'm going to give them a scouting report. I'm going to treat them like I would any other team that we're going to play this year. I'm going to look to see who the best players are. Look to see some of their, impact plays or maybe what they're good at. But at the end of the day, OU needs to win. What I want to see from OU is I don't want us to come out looking lazy. I don't want us to come out looking like, well, we just got to show up. That's the only thing I don't want to see. So that's just where I'm at, which I think everybody can agree with that, especially coming off a big one like Michigan. You can be a little lackadaisical. I think I've used that word more tonight than I ever have in my life. And I don't want to, that's the only thing I don't want to see. Right. I don't want to see Temple happen to get the ball first and they actually march down the field on us and score a field goal even. I don't want to see that. But
I want to see us be sharp, beat a team badly that we should beat badly.
Yes, exactly. I want us to have our second team out by the second half.
Yep.
Yeah. Second, third team even.
And they should. If they're locked in and they're able to.
Also because I'd love to see, I don't know if they're redshirting Michael Hawkins, but I'd love to see a different quarterback in there too, just for.
Oh, he should play this game.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know if I guess they get 4 games to redshirt, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. I would like to see some different talent in there just because I want our big time names and players to be as rested as possible, as needing less recovery going into the Auburn game.
Yeah. Why is that? That's not what I wanted to see. Sorry. No, I agree. It should be a game that they cover and a game that we should be seeing some different names. I want to see Elijah Thomas run some routes and get some catches. I think that he's going to end up being a big piece of the offense, or maybe not big, but an important piece here and later in this as we go to game 5, which would be crazy.
I would like to know, does anybody else remember that game
4,
day with Mangino, like his face and a Missouri cupcake? And yeah, that was the sign. It was, probably not politically correct, but it was hilarious.
Mangino, Mark Mangino. Like, I'm gonna try to find it. What was it from game day?
Yeah, game day. Game day sign. Look that up.
Okay.
I know my brother remembers it because we were watching it together. Just look at images. That's not it.
I'll try to look for it.
We're looking for it. Let's see if we can find it.
Mark Mangino game day sign.
You can see why they put a cupcake down. Sorry, dude.
Well, look, let's call a spade here. We're not blind. We're not trying to make fun of a guy, but I don't know. We can't find it. We have to look it up.
But it was funny.
Find it next week. We'll show it to you next week.
But is anybody traveling to Philadelphia? They do play at the Eagle Stadium, which is pretty cool.
They do.
But we considered it.
Let me bring this up real quick because this is annoying, I will say. So I'm just sometimes I'll look through. Cupcakes serve their purpose. 2007.
Cupcakes do serve their purpose. Make us happy.
Where is this? I just had it up here. Another thing by Klatt that he said. It's just the most annoying things in the world. So he talked about. Oh, here we go. So his one major takeaway. This is Joe Klatt again. The number one thing I can think is a concern for me about Michigan after watching the game against Oklahoma. And now again, this is after him watching the game against Oklahoma. Is that I sense they have a bit of an identity issue, and that is a problem because Michigan largely has built their program since COVID. Obviously, built their program on the identity and who they are, and that the way they play and their philosophy foremost. And it hasn't been leading with talent, even though they have a talented team and win the national championship. It has been leading with the philosophy and the identity, namely of being physical, to run it well, to play great defense, to win the line of scrimmage identity. And then he said, and that identity was quite frankly fell short on Saturday night on the road against the Sooners. So already he's framing it as a way of, well, Michigan just didn't meet who they are as a team. Not that they did play it as physical as they could, and they did do all they could. It's just cold. Listen, yeah. Here's the thing: Oklahoma is a Georgia prime physical defense. Like we're really really good, and we're very physical. Like we hit hard. We're about that.
And also, let's talk about.
It's just so annoying that every time and I get Joe Klatt's a Big Ten guy and he's with Fox Sports, but like the framing of that as like, well, their identity, if they were just, if they thought that they should have been physical, they would have been. And it's like, dude, also it's just not true.
Fell short. Yeah. No, got bullied.
Yes.
Got pushed around all night despite having more experienced talent in the trenches.
Sorry.
That's what we heard on game day. Michigan was going to beat us because this is a game in the trenches, and they're just better and bigger and badder in the trenches.
Yep.
They got bullied.
Yep.
Period. Point blank. Sorry.
That's
also
good, yeah.
It isn't been leading it that they is he implying they don't have talent after just they went off about Bryce Underwood? Unless that's an insult to not call him talented.
Yeah.
It's an insult to not call their defense talented. Like I don't understand why you put a team down that you want to be good because you don't like, I don't know.
I don't either. And I don't think it boggles the mind. It boggles the mind. But either way, we move on. I know that we got some, didn't mean to do that. I know that we got some videos to show. Is there anything else from this week that you want to mention?
Yes. Oh, before we get to Xeno Zone.
Yeah.
Guess who went 5-0?
Oh, yeah.
Zeno!
5-0.
5-0, baby.
Perfect.
Didn't lose a game this past week. Hater said he couldn't do it. And he did.
Dude, he did. That's kind of wild.
It's so funny because at our live show, there was actually a Michigan fan there, which was great.
Shout out to you, by the way.
Shout out to him. It was so nice of him to show up. He said he heard it because of our simulcasting to the Michigan channel. Decided to show up. He even said, your dog made a bad pick. Wrong. But thanks for showing up and the support. You're very nice. But
before we get to Xeno Zone, I just want to say there are 11 of 16 teams in the SEC currently ranked. The only unranked teams are Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, and Arkansas, which Texas plays each of. That must be nice. So the only 5 unranked teams in the SEC, Texas gets to play. Just pointing that out, just so do with that what you will. I thought it was a cool stat. Xeno Zone.
We don't play a single one of those, do we?
No.
Okay. Just want to throw that out there too.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Just making sure I didn't oh, we could have just read that. Mind blowing. I'm gonna retweet that. All right, are we ready? We're just gonna run this now?
So we're gonna run Xeno Zone and then we'll run our fan video. Which I want to thank everybody for participating in the fan video, because at first I only had like 3 people send their pictures, and it, kind of hard to make a fan video if nobody. Yeah, it's a Xeno Zone.
Is this from this week?
Yeah.
This is it?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. All right, cool.
Goodness.
Better than I thought it was.
But anyways, yeah, I do love all the pictures, and it's fun. I love to include you guys because here at the Voice of College Football, we are all about community, and that's what I'm trying to build here. And I want to show off you guys. I want to show off other fans because that's fun. You get to see yourself. So
also, Oklahoma.
But if you're listening to us if you're just listening to us and not watching our faces, sorry for all the music you're about to hear. But that means you should just hop on YouTube instead of listening to us through Apple, Amazon, and Spotify podcast.
Hop on YouTube, like the video, and then comment. Boom.
Yeah.
Pause out, or is it Mama T good scene? Oh, yeah. All right, here we go.
Let us know if you can hear them, Stacy.
That's awesome.
Look,
pick the upset.
He did pick
A&M.
the upset with A&M. He was just dead set on it, man. So for those of you who were just listening and not seeing it, he picked Miami over South Florida, who just beat Florida. Incredible. He picked Georgia over Tennessee at Tennessee. He picked A&M over Notre Dame at Notre Dame. Big upset that he's trying to pick. You never know. Hey, stranger things have happened. Who would have picked South Florida this past weekend? He picked Oklahoma over Temple, obviously. And then he picked, what's my last one? He picked South Carolina over Vandy at South Carolina. So he's going with Sellers on that one. So we'll see how he goes.
Let me get a little game. I'm excited for that one.
Matthew says 4-1 incoming. Possibly.
Oh, where did my other video go? That's annoying. Well, I'll just have to go over here. Sorry.
Oh, it says Zeno's bark always scares Apollo. Sorry, Apollo.
That's funny.
He said, good thing I have headphones or my house would explode with the barking dogs. All right. So next we have the fan video. So once again, just thank you guys for participating. Makes it more fun. And,
it does.
We're going to get that up. And then again, let us know if you can hear it. Otherwise, it's a really awkward 2.5 minutes with no music.
Fan video. Here we go. Whoa, that's awesome. I meant like I'm surprised, and I didn't know it was going to be
surprise.
On there. Hey, surprise! Oh wow, I don't even really know what to say.
Yeah,
answered prayer for sure. Absolutely an answered prayer for us. So thank you all so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. I was hoping people would catch on for a second. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be obvious enough or.
Thank you. For those listening, we're announcing we're pregnant. I guess it's a we're pregnant,
I'm pregnant.
thing. Yeah.
We're having a baby.
They always say pregnancy's tough. It's been easy. I mean, I felt pretty fine every day. I was a little tired this morning, but overall been okay.
Yeah. I'm the one still waking up early to run. It's fine.
Thank you all. Yeah. Wow. That's kind of hard to end off of that. Thank you all very much. Everyone saying congratulations. It means a lot. Certainly been a journey for both of us with some just past things and all that. Yeah. But it's been a blessing and certainly an answered prayer. So pray for us. Pray for T to just have strength and be healthy, and the baby to be healthy and everything and all that.
We wanted to share it.
It's a boy named Boomer Baker Smith.
That's a name.
It's almost like John Jacob Jingle.
Yeah, Chatter better drink plenty for her this football season.
That's right.
Also.
That's a good point.
It's actually funny because was it maybe I don't remember when it was the first game or somebody's like, "Hey, do you like want a high noon or anything?" I'm like, "Are you kidding?" It's like, forgot you're pregnant for a second.
This is early on. This is like day 2.
No.
Yeah. This is like day 2.
No, it wasn't. It's like week 10, 11.
Baby Boomer blessed. It was not last week. It was like a couple weeks ago. It was like 8 weeks. No, it was a few days in. Just a few.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
That's it. That's all we got for you guys.
Thank y'all for watching. I was about to say, are we missing anything or no? We're not. I don't think. So. Thank y'all for watching. Again, Monday show. Thank you for carving out some time or listening while you're doing work or anything else. If you can, throw a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. But comment and like for sure. It takes 2 seconds. So let us know your MVP for the game or, I don't know, your favorite color, I guess.
Let us know what section you were in if you're at the game. Were you red or were you crimson or were you white?
Yeah, crimson or white. It's by the way, next home game, crimson out. Wear crimson to the game.
Should be easy enough.
Should be easy enough for everybody. Yeah. And
thank you everyone. Yeah, we're here every Monday at 7 p.m. and we are joined by Josh Josh joins our channel. He is a part of our channel on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and then there's a call-in show at 7 p.m. on Thursdays, and then we will be live for the post game. So I'm just going to give y'all 3 more seconds to like the video. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and like it for us. That means a lot to us. We really appreciate all that are here. The eyeballs say 813. So to 813 of you out there, truly thank you. Thank you so much for supporting us. If you're watching on X, again, just quickly jump over to YouTube and just help us out with a like and a comment. That would truly mean the world to us. But otherwise, we will see you on Saturday after the Temple game. Yep. And just like the chances of Bryce Underwood beating Oklahoma, we are gone. Boomer.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the Voice of College Football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks. 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the Voice of College Football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select a betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.